especially houses like this.
Tell me why you're here.
We're interested in the houses.
You're not interested in the houses. We know who lives here.
I'm just happy to be on a block looking at a house.
That's not true. Why
No, he is happy.
A burn bag is a government bag that is specifically created to destroy classified evidence and shred and burn it, hence the name burn bag.
I can't confirm or deny whether we have a grand jury, an open investigation on anyone, but the weaponization of our government has ended.
Letitia James, outside her building, now the subject of a federal investigation, got a visit from Ed Martin, who showed up there to just look around. There he is right there. Oh, is that the fraudulent building where she was manipulating her records so she could save money and qualify for additional loans? Yeah, that's the one. That guy. Yeah, right there. Yeah, no, there's definitely not the number of units that she says that are in there. So, okay. Well, and so they're having a conversation about it. Ed Martin, of course, is the DOJ special attorney who's looking into this thing, who Tom Tillis never allowed to be appointed as the DC U.S. attorney. Instead, now Ed Martin is a special attorney, and he's now investigating the case. So DOJ attorney Ed Martin spotted in Brooklyn on Friday inspecting her multi-family residential property that's at the center of his mortgage fraud investigation. He was conspicuous in a beige coat, they write, visited the Clinton Hill Brownstone a week after being appointed by Pam Bondi to run parallel mortgage fraud investigations into Schiff and Tish. Grand juries in Virginia and Maryland are currently weighing criminal indictments for James and Schiff, respectively, over their false loan records for their properties. Crazy. We could see Tish and Schiff indictments maybe next week. James's Brooklyn property is classified as a 5-unit, but James is alleged to have said it's a 4-unit because you get better loans for that. The alleged misclassification allowed her to get better interest rates, lower down payments that were only available for 4-unit buildings. Now, at the time Martin was inspecting the property, there was 1 doorbell visible at the main entrance and an additional 4 doorbells at a side entrance with weathered labels signifying 1 floor, 2 floor, 3A, and 3B. Now, a neighbor confronted Martin and an unidentified colleague as they were standing in front of the property and asked them what they were doing. Some woman in blonde came out. We saw her. "Tell me why you're here," said the middle-aged blonde in navy gym shorts and a blank tank top. "We know who lives here. You're not here about the houses. You're here because of who lives here. It's my neighborhood. It's my block, and I have a right to know what you guys are doing." It's actually not your block. It's not your neighborhood, actually. Do you own it? Martin replied, "Well, I'm just happy to be on a block looking at houses, psycho lady." That's what he was probably thinking. Probably not. He's a much better person than I am. That's what I'm thinking. "I'm just looking at houses. Interesting houses. Yeah, this is an important house. So get out of here. This is a public sidewalk. Leave me alone. You Tish-loving freak." Says here, "It's just not." "It's not," retorted the neighbor. "It's not an interesting house at all. It's just like every other tract house on this block that was built by developers." Martin said, "Yeah, no, they're beautiful. It's a beautiful neighborhood. Why don't you go back inside, weird lady?" Before walking away, here's this lady. Look at it. He's still wearing the trench coat, which is good. He got that loogie, probably threw that one out because it might have been infected by something. But he threw that other one out. He got a new trench coat, looking good, looking sharp. Now he's keeping his distance here, right? Because you never know. He learned his lesson from the first psychopath. He's like, oh gosh, another crazy lady coming out screaming at me. Probably getting pretty used to it at this point. So he's prepared. He's ready to go. She came out. She's just having a meltdown. And of course, we got a little bit of video on that too. Now here's some more background. The case includes allegations that James and her father signed mortgages listing them as husband and wife. They all deny any wrongdoing. Bill Pulte and the federal housing team made the criminal referral. And as we know, they told us, man, I don't want them to start crying about this. They screamed for years. Nobody is above the law, right? In fact, like Tish said that more than anybody. So did Schiff. Special attorneys are empowered to conduct criminal proceedings, grand jury investigations, and other things, and can operate outside the district where the case is pending. Yeah, and there are honestly questions about, is Ed Martin, a properly appointed U.S. attorney such that he can lead these things? I don't know if he's actually the person signing off on them or if he's just an investigator who's handing them off to another, Senate confirmed U.S. attorney, or if that's going through Janine Pirro, or if that's going through the Virginia offices, or what the actual structure is. We'll look at it once the indictments come down. But yeah, we're happy to see Ed is out there, and Tish having a rough weekend. Now, here was some video on it. You can see here we had this report came out also, by the way, from Miranda Devine, who's just amazing. And she was probably recording this. Let's see if we can get this going here.
I'm just sure there's like the Pratt building. Is there
you want me to tell you how to access my
No, I was just asking. I'm interested because usually houses like
you
this.
tell me why you're here.
We're interested in the houses.
You're not interested in the houses. We know who lives here.
Is this like Second Empire?
It's just a track house. That's what all of these things are.
I know, but when was it built, you think?
They're built before 1899.
Oh, so, okay.
That's great.
Why are you being so disingenuous about what you're here for? You're not here about the houses. You're here because of who lives here. It's my neighborhood. It's my block. I have a right to know what you guys look like. You're
happy to-
official capacity.
I'm just happy to be on a block looking at a house.
That's not true. Why won't you be
No, he
honest?
is happy.
Well, why won't you be honest with me about what you're doing? You are acting suspicious on my block in front of my neighbor's
I'm
home,
just looking
and you're not
at
telling me what
nice-
you're doing. That's not true.
Interesting houses. It's important.
It is
houses.
interesting.
So, thank you. Have a
It's
good
not.
day.
It's just like every other track house on this block that were built by developers.
Right, they're beautiful. Beautiful neighborhood.
Thank you.
I mean, do you guys call this a stoop?
What do you think?
I don't know. It's a stoop. We didn't have stoops where I was growing up. Is this a stoop?
I want to know what you're doing.
Just checking it out.
You're not.
Very good.
Hilarious. So actually, the stoop is this right here. I don't know what he's pointing to over there, but this is a stoop right here. We have a stoop right here. Short for stupid. All right. So hilarious. Shout out to Ed Martin. And fortunately, he did not get physically spit on or assaulted, which is good news. FBI is also digging into things. We had rapid response clip in this. Sean Hannity had on both Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. Here are a couple of good clips from each of them.
Sean, I was blown away, but sadly, it's come to be expected in this town when corrupt bureaucrats weaponize and destroy law enforcement like predecessors of mine did at the FBI. And thankfully, Donald Trump's mandate and election victory was for transparency and accountability. Sean, just think about this for a second. Not only did we expose the Russiagate hoax with the greats like Devin and Trey and Johnny Ratcliffe when we were back there in the House Intel Committee excavating and exposing the FISA abuses, the corruption of political parties, and the lies to a federal court just to illegally surveil a presidential candidate. I come in then years later, nearly a decade as a director of the FBI, thinking we uncovered most of it. But sadly, we found a room locked away in the Hoover building that contained burn bags. And just for your audience, Sean, a burn bag is a government bag that is specifically created to destroy classified evidence and shred and burn it. Hence the name burn bag. We didn't find one, we found 7. That wasn't the only thing we found in there. We found hard drives from our predecessors and prior FBI leadership. And folks like Page, Strzok, Comey, McCabe, the list goes on from Russiagate. The names were strewn all over these materials. Now, as our great Attorney General just told you, we can't deny or confirm what we're looking at, but what we can discuss is what we've publicly disclosed. And these documents have been publicly disclosed because the greatest way to educate and bring along the American public for transparency, initiative, and accountability under President Trump is to give them the documents. And step 1 is by cleaning house inside the walls of Hoover.
All right, that doesn't sound like we're going to get prosecutions of Strzok, Comey, Page, McCabe. Anyways, you know who they are. So is it just going to be accountability and transparency, which is great? Are they just releasing documents, or are we going to see consequences and prosecutions for those things? Here is what Pam Bondi had to say about it, leading the DOJ.
I know you can't talk about very specific legal action that may be underway or a grand jury that may be impaneled, but we are reading that, in fact, a lot of the information that Tulsi Gabbard has been able to share with the public and make public, and the same with John Ratcliffe, that, in fact, there are people that purposely, my interpretation of it, seemingly trying to sabotage. I'll give you one example, the Russia hoax. We had a career senior intelligence assessment of the 2016 election. Then there was an order to go out and get another one because they didn't like the result of the first one. We know that Hillary Clinton bought and paid for Russian disinformation dossier was used.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Yeah, Sean, I can't confirm or deny whether we have a grand jury, an open investigation on anyone, but the weaponization of our government has ended. And Tulsi Gabbard, John Ratcliffe, Kash Patel, they're doing a great job. And no one in this country is above the law.
We'll find out very soon.